up, everybody? I just got off at this bus stop near 42nd and Killingsworth, specifically because I have something pretty cool to show you. Something that is right over here. The land that I'm walking on right now, which is just kind of open park space, is the original site of John Adams High School, which opened in 1969, was open for about 12 years, then turned into a middle school, which during a kind of major school crisis that was going on in Portland, it was also shut down, and the building was eventually demolished in 2007. It was just kind of sitting here wasting away, and the building site was literally just kind of over this way. You can actually see the gate right there. Now, the reason I'm out here is not because there was some old school building out here. I mean, there's old school buildings all over the place. The reason I'm out here is because this location was the primary shooting site for the 2003 film Elephant, directed by Gus Van Sant. He actually used this school out here because it was sitting here empty. The school had been closed down, but the building was still sitting here, so it was a perfect place to use. You didn't have to worry about dealing with a school schedule or anything like that. And one of the things I love about Elephant is that it actually came out while I was a junior in high school, so it kind of, to a degree, captured the essence of what was the high school experience, 10, 12 years ago when I was in school. It was kind of originally intended to be more of a TV type movie based roughly around the Columbine shootings that had happened only a couple of years before. And I was a junior in high school when this film happened. There's actually about 10 to 12 people that kind of show up in the background that I actually either knew or went to high school with or middle school with at some time. Now we're walking over towards 39th. Friggin' Wikipedia, as it does, kind of sent me on a wild goose chase. They mark that the school was located at 42nd, or on 42nd Avenue, which is way over there. And then later at the end of their article on the school, they say the school was located on 39th. So here I am searching for remnants of the school on 42nd, and I ultimately realized that the main entry to the school is over here on 39th, and you can actually see in front of me those closed gates there. That is where the driveway to the school is located. You would pull in right there and pull right in here, and right in front of you, I'm using my water bottle for a pointer, was the driveway for the school, meaning that the school literally just on this land, this is where the school was, and then the field, for athletics and whatever, were back there. And ooh, plane taking off in the distance. I forget how far north we are. And yeah, and again, if you look down this way, they've kept the football field and the track down there since the school's disappeared. So those are some more remains of the original high school. So guesstimating by, give or take a couple feet, I'm standing right where the entrance would have been to the school. That's the part where, if you've seen the movie, you see one of the main kids, a character named John with the kind of shaggy blonde hair, walking out of the school, and then the two school shooter kids are approaching kind of from this direction right over here, and they're kind of walking up to the school as he's walking out. So pretty much the entry doors to the school would have been literally right behind me, and then of course the rest of the building as well. So one of the hardest things about coming out to this location was I wanted to figure out exactly where you pulled into the school. Again, Wikipedia is kind of sending me all around, and this place has been empty like this for almost 10 years now. The school was torn down in 2007, so obviously grass has overgrown this whole area. And Wikipedia is telling me it was on 42nd over there, and then they refer to it as the old Whitaker Middle School site because that was the middle school. It was the last school to actually be in this area. They referred to that campus as being on 39th, which is right here, but it was the same building. So I'm searching, I'm going through clips and of the movie, because I'm trying to figure out where the hell's the entrance to the school. And near the beginning, this part right here where you see John pulling in with his dad's drunk, and he's getting out of the car to go into the school, telling his dad to stay there. And if you look in the background, you see two cream-colored houses. So I thought, like, okay, well, maybe I can find one of those houses. So I'm going up and down 42nd way over there. There's really nothing. So I'm like, okay, well, God, I hope all these houses haven't been torn down since the movie was done. So I come over here to 39th, and I'm searching around, and one of the things I noticed was that one of the cream-colored houses had a very thin window on it. And if you look at the cream-colored house behind me, just this side of the pole, you'll notice there on the fronter part of it, there's that really thin little sliver of a window kind of by the main door. And then I was like, okay, that's got to be the place. And I looked up and down the windows and I realized that's it. And you see it behind their car when they're pulling into the driveway, which is where I'm standing right now, is right on the driveway. I'm just walking through the building. It's not really a lot here except like this zigzaggy trail, a lot of brush. I assume they probably desecrated the building to rubble. One of the interesting things, if you're a political geek like me, when Adams High School, named after John Adams, was closed in 1969, all the students had to leave, and the next closest school where the students would have gone to was Jefferson High School. So it's interesting that the students from Adams High School transferred to Jefferson High School when Thomas Jefferson was the third president of the United States, following in line after our second president, John Adams. It's probably the nerdiest piece of information I've ever given. And yeah, it's just all brush and whatnot. I really don't know what they're planning on doing with this site. And again, you can see the old field off in the distance. It's still being maintained, and there's a baseball field over there. That's still all, being used recreationally. But if you watch the movie, there's a sequence where you see some guys playing football, and then one of them walks off, and it's this long shot following him towards the school. They're all playing football over here, and then you see the guy come over, put his sweatshirt on, and he starts walking back this way, and you look this way, you see him walking towards the back side of the school. And they clearly, obviously, when the building got torn down, they took out a lot of trees back here too, because this is sort of the back end of the school that you see. And when you see the kids playing on the field over here, towards the back end here, all you see is trees. You can't really make out any of this civilization, if you want to call it that. So yeah, it looks like a lot more than just a building was torn out of here. So that was fun. I mean, not really a whole lot to look at out here these days. I really don't know what they're planning on doing with the land, because it has just been sitting there, and there is a homeless guy like hiding in the brush over there. I should probably avoid that situation, but yeah, I mean, I don't know really what they're planning on doing with this out here. There is kind of little intermittent paths in here that maybe they're just going to keep it this way as a recreational area. There's a bigger park a little ways back there. But yeah, this is the former John Adams High School location, shooting location for the movie Elephant. The location has seen better days, but it's really kind of a trip to come out here. I really didn't know exactly where the school was located, because unfortunately there was a massive school crisis back in Portland during that time, and schools were just closing left and right. Enrollment was dropping, major dropout rates just all over the place. So yeah, it's interesting to actually find out where this school was. I didn't realize it was so far north, kind of along Killingsworth. But it's part of the fun of finding these locations, is discovering things you didn't know. So till next time, this is probably going to be a series of videos I do on Hollywood productions that have been shot in Portland going to shooting locations. So hopefully you'll see more videos like this, and I'll see you next time.